Welcome, guys. So glad you could join us today as we dive into the world of Rapid City Marshals. Hosted by myself, C. Green, Marshals Law on Shady Sports Network brings you exclusive interviews, game analysis, and behind-the-scenes stories of these remarkable athletes and coaches. Get ready to witness the power, passion, and determination of the Rapid City Marshals as they rewrite the rulebook and enforce their own brand of justice on the field. This is Marshals Law on Shady Sports Network. Let's bring the law to the game. This show is sponsored by WeatherTight. Stay protected, rain or shine. All right, guys, how's it going? Let's keep this moving along. Next up, we have Rapid City Marshals kicker Aedan Johnson. So we're excited to have him on here. I'll go ahead and pull him on, and we'll get right into it. Hey, Aedan, how's it going, man?
Good. Happy to be here.
Heck yeah, I'm happy to have you here, man. Thanks for joining us today. Well, here on Marshals Law, I don't know if you've seen any other episodes, but we like to try to introduce the fans to you guys. We love the football team. We love what you guys are doing, so we're just trying to shed light on you guys, as much as possible. Thanks for joining me again today. So yeah, before we get started, I guess you go ahead and let everybody know what position you play. Maybe just like a brief background on you.
Yeah, my name's Aedan Johnson. I am the kicker on the roster here for the Rapid City Marshals. I am from San Diego, California, so far from home right now, but loving South Dakota so far. I've got about 2 years of arena football experience and ready to go win the championship.
Okay, there you go, man. Yeah, it's a bit different from South Carolina, but luckily you're there in the spring, not really in the crazy of the winter, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, I think I saw it said you were in the IFL last season.
Yeah, so my first introduction to the IFL, I believe it was 2022. I finished the year with San Diego Strike Force. That's where I'm out from. And then last year started with San Diego Strike Force, ended up moving on to the Bay Area Panthers team and finished out over there.
Okay, man. I saw it said you were like one of the top ranked kickers too, right?
Yeah, if you go on the website, I think I'm number one for field goal percentage. So yeah.
There you go, man. That's big, especially those points are crucial, those field goals. So how's training camp been so far?
It's been great. It's training camp's always a grind. Coach King definitely is putting us through the ringer with, testing our durability and stuff like that. But it's been awesome. Everyone's been good. Everyone's been pretty healthy so far. And it's just been a grind, yeah.
Heck yeah, man. That's good to hear. Is there any specific skills or areas that you're trying to focus on during this training camp?
Yeah, I think, personally for me as a kicker, I'm usually by myself or working by myself unless I get some reps with the team, but it's just really dialing in the fundamentals. And I think anyone could say that any position, this is the time to get it all done, to dial in your fundamentals. So when the season comes around, it's kind of easy. But as a kicker, I'm working on a lot of onside kicks, a lot of squib kicks, a lot of drop kicks, a bunch of different things. As a kicker outdoors, it's a lot different. It's a lot simpler, just kicking field goals, kickoffs. But indoors, you got to be able to kind of do everything. So just been working a lot of cool stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and you kind of got to watch out for that ceiling too, right? I guess they're a little bit lower in there.
Yeah, so I know, like last year in the IFL, there's some stadiums where the jumbotron I know was in the way, and you don't want to hit that, so you kind of got to avoid it. As of right now, as I know, at the Marshals home arena, the jumbotron does go up, so it shouldn't be an issue at all. Um, but yeah, it's definitely a different game, I would say.
I mean, yeah, man. You think about it. Kind of. I guess the average person would just think a kicker. Oh yeah, just field goals and kickoffs. But I mean, there's a lot to it. Like there's like placement of the football. There's field position. I mean, hey, a kicker can change a game in a lot of ways. So yeah, I mean, like you said, training camp, you know what you're doing. You guys have been here before. It's about getting those fundamentals down, those little things. What are some things that you're doing to build chemistry with your teammates?
Well, a lot of us, I've noticed when I first got here, there's a lot of veterans when it comes to indoor football around here. So for me, especially me and like some of my teammates getting to know them, we've been working like after practice. I've noticed
Okay.
that right away. Like, we might have got done with running and conditioning, but there's guys still on the field working together, getting to know each other. And then the other night we all went bowling together, just kind of doing some team bonding stuff. We set that up by ourselves. And just like kind of being a community, you'll see some pictures on social media, the Marshall posts, like we all kind of eat together and stuff like that. So everyone's been like super welcoming, and I think everyone's really locked into like being a team because that's the only way we could win.
There you go, man. I saw those helmet drops too, man. Those things are clean.
Yeah, those are pretty cool. We just got those. They're really clean. Excited to see what the uniform looks like eventually. So yeah.
Okay. And I mean, having been around for a little bit, are there any teams that you're looking forward to facing, or maybe any players that you may be looking forward to coming across?
Really, just having competitive games. I think coming from the IFL, there's a lot of guys from the IFL and from other leagues that are coming into the AFL, and we want to keep this league around for a while, like it was back in the day. So I'm just excited for competitive football. I know I have some friends and some competitors I've played against in the past on some teams, so really just looking forward to play competitive football against anyone.
There you go, man. How do you feel about your first opponent, Iowa, the Rampage? Have you started thinking about them, or doesn't
Yeah,
matter yet?
for us, I mean, obviously it's a little in the future. We're all ready to go play a game, go hit someone else. Um, but I think the main focus for this team is just on us.
Hmm.
Getting down the right play calls. Our right assignment, alignment, technique, all of that. And Coach King likes to say like, do your 1/8, so everyone do your job. So realistically, I think our focus is on us right now. As long as we can build a good bond and chemistry, like I don't think we should be worried like going into any games and stuff like that.
There you go, man. That's
Um,
what I've been hearing from all you guys. That's what I like to hear. I'm trying to get one of y'all to start talking trash, but I mean, I'll keep that up for you. Um, so going into each game, do you prepare mentally different for each game, or is it usually the same mindset no matter the opponent?
I like to have a routine. I think we all like to kind of have a routine as athletes. For me, mentally, that's going to be the biggest thing as a kicker. I'm doing the same motion every time. It could get boring or it looks boring to a lot of people, but the mental game is where you win first. So a lot of it for me is just meditation, visualization, seeing myself do it before I go out there. So when I'm out there on the field, I'm calm. It's a fun environment, and yeah, I'm just ready to execute.
Okay, there you go, man. Um, have you always been a kicker, or was that your first position?
Yeah, no, growing up, I played some slot receiver, running back, and some DB. Went into high school doing that, and I played soccer for 9 years. So I was always the one who knew how to kick. Fell in love with some other sports and just went back to football, and got pushed to just kick. And from sophomore year on in high school, it's just been my position. I'm a fan for football first. I love watching the game. I love the game. But yeah, it's been my main position since sophomore year in high school.
Okay, I hear you, man. I was gonna say, I imagine you played soccer. I feel like it's a lot usually like a lot of soccer players or rugby players that go into kicker. Being a kicker, man, let me ask you, do you know who Destroying is?
Yeah, I do
Eh,
know who Destroying is. Yeah.
Yeah, what do you think about? I mean, what do you think about him?
I mean, I think it's really cool how he's been able to put like this position on the map, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're overlooked a lot,
Mm-hmm.
and he's providing a platform for a lot. Any kicker in our positions, me as a free agent and all these guys, trying to make it. It's good to kind of get publicity on it and
Mm-hmm.
to get some eyes on it. So it's definitely cool to see. It's a cool journey to follow for a lot of kids, I met him once back in San Diego a long time ago. Seems like a good guy, but yeah, wishing the best of luck to him and anyone else in the UFL. I got some friends
Yeah.
out there too. So
Nice. Yeah, I was gonna say I just the whole thing you said. I think it's great for him to shed the spotlight on it because I mean, we need kids to want to be kickers for sure. It's a very important position. Like, there's just all positions are really important positions to the team, but there are just certain positions where you do need those specialists like yourself, to come in and play that position. You can't just take somebody and you can't just take somebody and put them anywhere, but you can kind of take an athletic player and put them out at receiver, or kind of have them on defense. You can't just put somebody at kicker and be like, hey, go out there and do the job for us. It's not gonna work out at all. Um, Let me see. Do you have like a favorite or a memorable play from throughout your career?
honestly, any experience for me, like the biggest thing that I hold on to is just that feeling, kind of walking out of the tunnel. You know, um, nothing beats that. Nothing beats the camaraderie of a team and just being with the guys. For me, like I had a kick in college when I was at North Carolina Central. I made a 52 yarder. Wasn't my best kick or anything like that, but it was just a
Mm-hmm.
memorable moment I probably won't forget because my snapper, my holder, did their job, put me in a position to succeed, and it's stuff like that kind of that sticks with me. So yeah.
Yeah, man. Speaking of that, your snapper and your holder, you gotta be super in sync with those guys. Like you have to be in it to win it. That's the same thing. They can't just throw, a backup center or just somebody in and expect it to work. How it's supposed to work. Um, when you're in games, say you're in a game and maybe you miss like one or two kicks. How are you handling those pressure situations? How are you getting yourself back up to go out there and make the next kick?
Yeah, it's the same as my preparation before a game. So it's that mental game you play with yourself. If you're not relaxed, if you're tensed up, it's kind of going to be a downhill battle. So just revisiting that, calming myself with my breath, going about it, kind of figure out what I did and move on and fix it. I mean, that's the biggest thing. It's on to the next play. The game's still going on. It's not going to stop for you. So you have to kind of move on with that as well and just take it as a learning experience, adjust and just make your next kick.
There you go. Do you have you ever seen the movie Waterboy?
Yes, I have.
Do you ever have your Waterboy moment where you're out there and kick off and you look for certain players, or do you just you just kick it?
No, absolutely. I mean, when you're lining up, sometimes you see those bigger linemen out there. You have certain kind of keys you look at to where like you're going to aim for someone like that. But for me, it's like same thing, routine.
Hmm.
Everything's going to look the same for me, and I'm going to adjust on the fly. And if I have the opportunity to kind of pick out someone, I will. And yeah, hopefully execute it.
There you go. What's the longest kick you've ever made?
In game was that 52 yarder.
Was that
Yeah, yeah.
okay? There you go, and that's longer than the arena football fields, correct? Because they're only 50 yards.
About 50, I believe, from the kickoff point. I believe it's 58. Don't quote me on that. But unless I'm kicking from out of the end zone, maybe a little further than that. But yeah.
Okay. Yeah, man, and you guys are supposed to be on the NFL Network on May 12th. I know. I saw something. Most of your games are supposed to be televised on Gray Television Network, but you're supposed to have the big one on May 12th against the Billing Outlaws. Is that something you got marked in your calendar, or just taking it as another day?
I mean, absolutely, just taking it as another day. You never want to get too ahead of ourselves. But it's an exciting opportunity. It's on the schedule, and I think for us and definitely for me, like it's family who can't, fly out to see us play that could kind of see us on that level, family and friends back home and stuff like that. So I think it's a cool opportunity for us, but also for like everyone else, to
Hmm.
see us on the bigger stage.
Yeah, man, I think it's great. I mean, just overall for the AFL in general. I mean, I think it's cool that they really are trying to highlight you guys. Just kind of that's one of the biggest things I see is separating it from like the IFL or the NAL or some of those other arena leagues. Like it's kind of making it a little more official. You know what I mean? In my opinion, I'm like, okay, these guys are gonna be on TV. Let's go. So I'm looking forward to it for sure. Um, what are some of your personal goals for the season?
Honestly, for me, is just being able, realistically, I want to win a championship, and I want to be a part of helping a team win a championship. So for me, it's just going out there and doing my job. You know, I'm gonna keep it simple. I always am, and kind of just stay in the present. Just one kick at a time. I want to get to that championship. I want to show everyone. The Marshals are here, and yeah, I just want to win.
There you go. Um, is that kind of the same as your expectations for the team as a whole? I would say.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said before, we got a lot of veterans coming in that know the game. I mean, Coach King, Coach X, and even Coach Edwards, like they've all been around the game before. So, I mean, I think we're going in this well prepared. They've all painted a picture of, what they want the football team to look like, and we all have a clear image of that. So, for the team wise, yeah, we want to win a championship. We're here to kind of take it all home. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Um, any books out there that you recommend to the younger players to kind of help with mental toughness or just kind of help them along in their journey?
Yeah, books. I'm not the biggest reader. I'm trying to get into it. But
Okay.
one thing I do recommend that I've been working on with like a sports psychologist and stuff is writing stuff down. You know,
Mm,
writing stuff down all the time, kind of grade yourself out there and, give yourself goals every day. I sometimes I like to write down a physical aspect I want to try to achieve today and a mental aspect and kind of like you have that goal, that small goal, go attack it. I highly recommend that. And anything you can do to kind of get your mind off of the field sometimes helps a lot.
there you go, man. That's some great advice. Thank you for that. Um, any favorite artists or genre of music or in general? Are you listening to music when you're out there training?
Yeah, yeah. Usually I like listening to music either when I'm meditating, working out, or training. I grew up off a lot of old school R&B and hip hop.
Okay.
I kind of listen to everything though, but yeah, just kind of old school stuff like the Gap Band, stuff my parents listened to.
Okay.
Yeah, I like stuff like that. Yeah,
Okay, that's a different vibe, but I can see it
yeah.
getting you in the mode, getting you relaxed for sure. Um, is there anything else you wanted to highlight or maybe touch on? Any events or programs that you wanted to speak on before we let you go?
um, no, man. I mean, other than that, I'm wearing this shirt right now. I just kind of want to shout this out. It's called Le Môme. It's Lost in My Own Mind. It's actually a mental health brand. My friend back at home in San Diego started. It's for everyone. Obviously, he had struggled with some mental health. I think everyone kind of does, especially athletes. Leaving the sport and just going through the stresses of the sport. So, just want to shout him out. He's making clothing, hats, T-shirts, stuff like that. Um, but yeah, I just think mental health in general is really important.
Awesome, man. You said that was
Yeah.
Limon. Where can they
Yeah.
find it at?
Yeah, LIMOM. It's called Lost in My Own Mind. You could go on lamomla.com or even on my Instagram. It's Aedan Johnson 7. Or, my bad, that's my email. Aedan Johnson, 2 N's. And I'll have a link in there too. Hopefully, I could highlight it during the season. But yeah.
Okay, perfect, man. That's awesome to hear. Well, I mean, if nothing else, man, thank you so much for joining us and sharing that with us. It's been a pleasure to have you on.
Yeah, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. And then, like I said before, man, we will be getting you back on throughout the season. I can't wait to see you guys play. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, we're pumped. We're ready to go.
There you go, man. Well, awesome, man. If nothing else, I'll let you go ahead and get out of here. I know you guys are still in training camp, so I'll let you get back to work, man. Get back to it.
Yeah. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, thank you so much.
Definitely, Aedan. Thank you, man. Thanks for joining me. Check us out. We'll have this coming out. I think it'll be next Tuesday. It might be the Tuesday after, but we'll let you know when we're dropping it for sure.
All right, cool. Thanks, man.
All right, Aedan.
Appreciate it.
Cool. Definitely, man. Have a great one.
You too. Bye.
Bye. Oh, man. That was a great one. It's an exciting time for the team right now. I'm glad to have these players take time, to come and join us and just kind of, I feel like we're just kind of, letting you know who they are, just showing you what they're doing. So, as always, thank you for joining us here on Marshals Law. I think, as always, we can't forget about the weather tight answer and the weather tight question. So we do have the answer from last week. So if you put your answers in the comment, come on, man, check it out, see if you were right, and then we're gonna bring you the question for this week. So if you know the answer, you think you know it, then put your answers in the comment as usual. Let us know, and you never know, man. We'll probably be getting you something for getting those answers right, but it's just really to grow and know the team. If you love it, let's grow with them, let's know them. So yeah, check out those weather tight question and the weather tight answer. Thanks again for joining us on another amazing episode. Thanks to Sam for putting it together, handling the edits, and producing and doing everything that he does. Always so amazing getting everybody together. Thanks for Aedan for joining us as well, as the entire Rapid City Marshals organization, for rocking with us over here at Shady Sports Network. And then, as I said earlier, the Rapid City Marshals May 12th game against the Billings Outlaws, that will be on NFL Network. So if you have a subscription, you might as well check it out, right? But not only that, the rest of the game should be carried by Gray Television Network. And if you want more information on that, you can head over to marshalsfootball.com for that story on NFL Network, and all the other stories that they put on there, as well as the schedule that you see behind me. If you haven't already, you can purchase your season tickets. Use our code Shady10, you get a discount on those tickets. Then you can head over to arenafootballusa.com for all the AFL updates and to learn about the AFL and just to stay updated with the schedule that they put out. They have the entire league schedule. They have stories and news about the entire league. Then come on back to shadysportsnetwork.com, on X at shadysportsnet, your gateway to endless excitement and exclusive content. Then you can go follow me on X at 303 Bandwagon, or come over to Facebook and join the Marshall Law Rapid City Marshals fan group. And that's on Facebook, the Marshals Law for Rapid City Marshals fan group. Say that 10 times fast. As always, don't forget to follow, like, and subscribe for updates. Have a great day, y'all.
Changer. I'm a game changer. I'm a game changer. I'm a game changer.